Welcome back. I'm standing in my great room. I may have bitten off more than I can chew with this one. I want to paint all of the railing that goes up to the loft and down to the basement. I would do all of this and all of this. The color that I picked is called Black Beauty. The railings themselves are not like a special wood. What's special are these posts and the beams that we have. I wanted to showcase those and make them stand out. I do not want to get on a ladder for this. So somehow I will have to reach my arm through the railings up there and try to paint it without being on the other side. I'm going to get started with all the painting. So I'll do the priming and then 2 coats of the black on all the railings. Before I started priming, I cleaned the wood with a damp cloth, and thankfully I didn't have to sand the wood because it was raw and had never been sealed. Whenever I take on a tedious job like this, I know it won't be easy to stay motivated. So there are a few things that I do to stay on track. First, I won't set a deadline for myself, because that is sure to make me feel stressed and overwhelmed. Instead, I will work on it for an hour or 2 each day. And I'll allow myself a few days off here and there to do fun things. This helps me not to get discouraged or frustrated. I will just work on it until I feel like my attention is done with that and I'm ready for a change of scenery. As I was working, I quickly realized that reaching my arm through the spindles wasn't very practical because I couldn't see what I was doing. So I decided to conquer my fear and just get on the ladder. I only did this when my husband was home, and that just gave me a sense of security. So after all that, I'm not too happy with the color. I have some floor paint left over from painting these floors, and I'm just gonna try that on the railing. If that doesn't work, then I'll go back to the paint store and buy more paint. Thankfully, I didn't get into all the details of brushwork. Otherwise, I would have been days into the project before changing my mind. I think I'm gonna like the lighter color. I used to be quite the perfectionist, so a situation like this would have caused a lot of stress for me. Now I just roll with it whenever a decorating decision doesn't go as I had planned. I'm sure I will make use of the black paint for another project, and it just worked out that the beige floor color looked nice, and I didn't have to spend more money fixing my mistake. I decided to paint around the spindles, which did add a lot of extra time, but I only did this on the main floor and up to the loft. I wanted the area by the dining table to be more polished looking, and in the loft and basement, I just left the bare wood on the surface that the spindles attached to. Again, not worrying about being too perfect about it. And honestly, no one will be studying my paint job, and the overall look will be just fine. This beige color is looking really great with the wood tone of the stairs and of course matches the floor. Toning down some of the knotty pine in our great room really helps it to showcase the beams and stairs and gives the space a clean, simple look. As much as I love the warmth of wood tones, I do try to strike a balance between painted surfaces and natural stained wood. I just felt like the black was almost too bold. I really like the look of black railings on staircases. It looks so rich and pretty, but it just didn't work in this space. So I'm just gonna go with the white. This floor paint has the primer and top coat built right in, so I didn't have to worry about covering every area with the primer first. I was able to cover a lot of area with the mini foam roller quite quickly, and I used smaller brushes for all the details. Using a ladder is not my favorite thing, but it's not as bad as I had remembered once I was up there. And I was able to lean over the railing to get a lot of it done, which did cut down on the time spent on the ladder. A small artist brush was really helpful for all of the details around the spindles. I'm not finished the entire staircase yet because it is time consuming, but I wanted to share part of the process with you. Here are some before and afters of what I've done so far. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope this was helpful and gave you some ideas for your home.